Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to learn how to use the VI text editor. At the end of this video, you should be able to use the VI editor to code and process text documents effectively, navigate between several files while editing, undo and redo, search and replace, customize and make use of other VI commands and key binding. So let's get to it. In order to create a file with the VL text editor, we use the name VI, which is the name of the text editor, and the name of the intending file we want to create. Now, I want to create a file called new file, and I press enter, and the file has been called new file, but it hasn't been saved. And on entering the AI text editor, since there's no user interface, most of us get stuck here because we can't type in anything on our keyboard. So in order to be able to input a text into our file, we have to enter the insert mode. Right now we're at the command mode. Command mode, letters and keys represent command, while the insert mode is where you're allowed to use a text and input text. Alright, and to enter this insert mode, you click on the I on your keyboard to enter the insert mode, and you can see it over here, insert mode. Then you can insert the content you want on your file. In this case, this is a new file, and I'm done. If you're done with inserting your content, you press the escape key to go back to the command mode, and :W to save the file, and the file is saved. You can see it over here, it's saved. Then I can exit the file with Q now, since it's saved, and you can see over here the file has been created. Okay, so another way you can save a file or create a file on the VIM text editor or VI text editor. I'll be using VI most while speaking because I'm used to using VI, but VIM is an extension of VI. They are both the same thing, but VIM is the improved version of VI. Most of our system have VI pre-installed, but might not have VIM. And how you'll be able to tell is when you type in VI, you would see if you have VIM attached to your VI, you see VIM, VI improved. Do you get? So that is how you would tell. And if you don't have it, you can just install it by typing this command: sudo app install vim, and you should have it installed. I mean, I already have it installed already, so that's how you get it installed. So as I was saying, to create a file, there's another way of creating it. The other way of creating it is by not including any file name. In what we did previously, we used new file, but this time around you just use the VI, enter it, and you start typing. This is another file, another file created another way. Okay, then you press escape key to enter the command mode, and unlike before, you can't use WQ. If you use it, you receive an error that is no file name. So what we do instead, you see the colon over here, and use the command save as, and you can type in the file name new file 2. Alright, and you can see it is being saved as new file 2 written. Now you can exit the file. I can exit it this way because it's being saved, but if you're working, use the W to exit, to save it, and Q to exit it. So WQ should take you out of the file. So now you can see it's being created, new file and new file 2. Why it's important to, because While multitasking might need to work on several files at the same time, let's imagine we have our code placed over here. We're writing a function, okay, and we want to test that function in a file or a program or with a print statement in a main file. Instead of going back, after leaving insert mode with the escape button, type in the command new colon new, and you can see it splits your screen into two. Then with this split screen, you can write in this is another file linked. So that way you're kind of multitasking, and you do the same save as new file 3, and it's been saved. And you can exit all of them with QALL, which is quit all, and you can also save all of them with WALL, which is save all, and QALL, which is quit all. And that's just some tips of doing some things with VI. So that is for creating a file in VI. Let's move to the interesting part. And now we have the file, new file over here is being created that way. So let's open it and do some basic text editing. New file, and learn. You can open more than one file on VI, so you won't be limited to using only just one file. So I want to open these two files so that I can copy between these files and paste between these files, do some simple editing VI. Alright, so this is a new file we created. Okay, if we want to move into the second file that we opened with VI, in the command mode, you press the colon and N, which signify next. You press enter, and we have the second file. And if we're going to go back, colon and capital, the capital N, uppercase N, to go back, meaning previously. Okay, so this VI, you move the cursor. Right now my mouse is not activated. We can activate the mouse, but right now my mouse is not activated. The very key thing about VI is that by the time you get used to it, you'll be able to do your texting and processing far faster than I won't say it's faster than IDE, but you should be this you won't the speed difference won't be that much when you get used to using it. So this is a new file. Enter the insert mode. It's insert text. Then let's say now I want to copy a word over here. If I want to copy a word, make use of the Y. Y is for copy or yanking. You press Y, Y will copy. You can see it down here, Y. And right now, to copy just this word, this, I can press YW, signifying that I just want to copy that word. Then after doing that, I can come to the next line with insert mode, and I paste to P. You can see P for pasting. Okay, so Y for copying, P for pasting. And I use YW to just copy a word. I can copy this whole line with YY. By pressing YY, you can see the first Y. Once I click in the second Y, the command is have been passed through. YY to copy. So I come over here and I can still paste in with P. This is a new file. 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 So that's for copying with words. You can also copy. I just showed you now that I can copy a word with YW for just one word. You can also copy multiple words by specifying how many words you want. This is a new file. So if I want to copy three these three words, this is A. I can specify Y3, you can see it over here, Y3, and W to show that that is what I want to copy, and you can see this is A. I've copied it. So you can specify how many lines you want to copy or how many words you want to copy. If I want to copy these 2 lines, I can copy it by pressing 2. You can see the 2 over here, and YY is for copying just a line. Then if I want to copy multiple lines, 2YY will copy 2 lines for me, and I paste it. This is a new, we're going to, you can see we're pasting it. All right, so that is for copying and pasting. The copying and pasting is going on in the command mode. You can see if I want to paste, I have to navigate to the command mode. In the insert mode, I'll be pressing just P or just Y. They get, but in the command mode, the P becomes pasting. All right, so that's for pasting and copying. Let's say now I want to select. Remember I told you there are 3 modes. There's the insert, there's the command mode, which is this, there's the insert mode, and there's the visual mode. So now that visual mode now is for selecting text. No, now mouse is not activated. You can't do anything like this in the editor. Yes, you can use the mouse, but it cannot be used to process the file. So in order to be able to select something with on VI, page up for navigating up, page down for going down, page up. All right, so in order to be able to select in VI, you have to enter the visual mode, and you do that by typing in V will take you to the visual mode where you can highlight. Okay, you can highlight this, and you can do the same thing. Y, highlight what you want to copy and paste it. You can see pasted it. So now we have done all sort of jargons on our file now, and I want to undo what we just did. You make use of view. Look, if you check down here, my commands are being shown so that you don't miss it. U to undo, U to undo, U to undo. I can also make multiple undos, like in the work tree. Okay, let's instead of constantly pressing U to undo, you can just type in the number of undos. You can type in the number of undos you want to do to undo it. So I can say 6U, so it will undo the last 6 things I did. Okay, I can still do the same thing, 5U, undo the last 5 things I did, and still do 5U again. Alright, so we're back to where we started. So that's for undoing. Right now we know how to copy, we know how to paste, we know how to undo. To redo, you use the command and arrow or Control R to redo. You can see it is redoing it. So to undo is U, to redo is Control plus R. Okay, so bear that in mind. Okay, so let's take for instance now I want to copy something from the next file and to the previous file. Alright, so I can do it this way. Enter the visual mode like we do, highlight this, press Y to copy, go back to the previous file with N, and I paste it. So that is how you copy and paste just like you do. You highlight it with every other thing and you copy and paste within files. Okay. Then if you want to cut and paste or delete, you can also delete with the command mode or delete in the insert mode. In the insert mode, if you're typing, you can delete it with backspace like we all do. And also in the command mode, you can also delete by using the X delete before the cursor, and the capital X delete after the cursor, while the small x delete before the cursor. Okay. And that same way, we can also delete a line. You can see there's a blank line over here. We use DD to delete the blank line. D, you can see the first D over here. Pay attention to the keys I use. And the second D, I can use D and the arrow key, D and up, so to delete all that. You undo. Okay, so that is how we can copy and paste, and we can still do the same thing. We can highlight this individual mode and just delete, simple as we did previously. Okay, so now we know how to copy and paste. We know how to cut and paste. Okay, let's cut and paste something. Let's say I want to cut this. We're going to use VI and paste it into the next file. So I will cut it with DD. DD will delete a line or cut a line. Do you get? So DD, I've cut the line. In order to be able to navigate to the next file, I have to write this file, that is save it. Okay, and navigate to the next file with N, the small n, next file, and while there, I move my cursor to the line in which I want to place it on, and I paste. We're going to learn to use VI. Okay, so that is the basic copying, pasting, undo, redo on VI. Undo, and redo, Control R. So that is how you can copy, paste, and redo on VI. So now I'll be showing you how I use VI in order to make my work better. And this is just one way of using two files by using the small and capital letter N to navigate between them. I can't exceed, okay, because I'm not saved this. In order to navigate between files, you need to save them. You can see it's asking me to override my changes, so I have to save them in order to navigate within files. So W for saving, and it's saved, and I can now go back. All right, so now you can navigate. You can see I can navigate within two files and work on two files. But there's another way in which I can work on these two files at the same time on this same window, and that is by using the split command. Split, then if I use the tab, I can see the files in this current directory. You can see these are the files in my current directory. Okay, with the split command, I can see these files, navigating split, and I'm pressing on the tab button. You get, I type in the split and space and tab to navigate between those files. So we were looking at learn.txt, learn. Okay, you can see it over here. I can see now my windows have been split in two. Over up here is the learn.txt, and down below is the new file. You can see it, new file and learn.txt. So that means I can be working on this. Maybe for instance, if I'm writing a function, I can be writing my function, and down below I can include it in my header file or library as a prototype. They get, so is now, as you can split more than one screen, but I won't be showing you how to do that in this video. So to navigate between the two screens, you use Control W to navigate them, Control and W to navigate between those screens. You can see over here is being shown. I'm pressing Control and W to navigate between those files. And you can also remove the split screen by closing it. Close the file, and I'm back in using just one screen. So that way you can use two screens. Alright, so that is how I edit, do some basic editing on VI. Now let's move to some fun parts. I'm going to be using, you can see two files edited. I'm going to be going a bit further. Let's see. Alright, so let me be a bit practical. I'll be using this to on a code, a simple code I wrote, calculator.c. This is a simple C program, because some of us do program on VI editor and write scripts, because that's what I use it for. Instead of going back to my IDE, if I'm on my shell terminal, I just write in the script or the program I want, because that way I do not have any IDE to help me, and I don't want to include an extension, because VI, you have extensions that can help you autocomplete some some keywords like we have in IDE. So this a this is a program, and if I'm using VI to program, one thing I like to do is to make my navigation easy on VI. So what I do is I first set my mouse, I activate my mouse, because sometimes using the keyboard, though is fast, but sometimes reflex action and use of GUI a lot have made mouse a, that's a necessity, something like that. It's not really a necessity, but made mouse a vital component of it. So you get what I'm trying to say. I don't need to go further. Alright, so I use the key command set mouse equals to A, which is activate the mouse on VI. And with that, I can activate my mouse. Okay, you get, so I activate my mouse when coding. The other thing I do to make coding easier for me and to be able to debug is I set my lines. I set my number so that I can see the number of lines I'm coding on, and voila. So with this now, my VI, this is looking more colorful. Let me use colorful. No, if you're using ID, you have your line numbers by the side. ID like PyCharm, VS Code, you always have line number by the side. So in a way, some of us have gotten used to having line number over there with you. So let's perform some simple editing. So first thing I want to do is I want to move this from down here to up here, because it's mixed. So if C90, am I correct? Some I don't think this support the C90 format. Don't ask me what C90 is, and please don't put that in the comment section. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to cut this line and move it up here. So I use DD to cut it up, and I come to this point which I want to press insert, press enter, and what's happening, it's not auto indenting for me. That is serious, but we'll do something about that. So I want to paste it on line 10, put my P, and it automatically indents it for me, and that is that. So that is how I cut. Then also you can also replace a word. Let's say I want to replace operator with operation. I use CW. C, you can see it down here, CW, to replace a word, and I can replace it with operations. Okay, and after doing that, if I want to replace something else with operations, just like I did there, I can come over here, come to the first letter over here, enter my command mode, and I press W. I can see, sorry, I press dot, UU. So dot, if the period or dot, like we all know, performs the last command which I just did. So the last command was changing a word from operator to operations. So that's why if I come over to any word and I put my cursor on the start of that word and press W, it changed that word to operations for me. So that's one of the tips in editing a file. I have to go back, I have to undo this. So what did I do? I did three things which I want to undo. Yeah. So yes, that is one way. Then other way in which I can substitute, let's say this number one, I want to replace it. Sometimes we're working on the code and we look at our variable names, our documentations, and we find out that it's not looking that professional, and we want to start changing them. But when you now look at the length of the code, you'll be discouraged to change anything because that means you have to start entering line by line. I did that a lot while I was still learning. I entering line by line to change them. So one thing you can do is there's a substitution command which you can use, which I'll show you how to use now. Alright, so if I want to replace num1 with first number, or num1 is actually one, I named it properly. So if I want to replace num1 with something else, I can call on, in the command mode, you can see I've entered my command mode. One way to know if you're in command mode is once you're in insert mode, you see insert mode. If you're in visual mode, you see visual mode. And command mode is the only lost cause that you don't see anything. So I enter the command mode and I put in this command, which is for substitution, colon, then I use S is for substitution, S, then the number 1 I want to substitute. Let me put this as percent since I'm shorthanding substitution. Number 1 which I want to change, and I can change it to number 1 in full font and use a flag. The flags I'm using now, I won't be explaining it in this video, but this is a flag, GC, note it down, GC, this for performing substitution when you're troubleshooting or do something. GC, you can see now, I can now see numbers in which I want to change. Okay, so the GC flag that I just used now help me to substitute it one by one. Let me show you something. So if I say yes, it will substitute this and move to the next instance or where it's found. If I say yes, it change it to 1. Say yes, change it to 1. Y, yes, 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 and it have changed all to Y. Do you get? It's changed all to Y. Meanwhile, I want to undo it. I want to undo all this I did. Okay, so yeah, I'm done. Redo. Yeah, so this is where we were. Okay, so I use GC so that I can confirm each text I want to change. But if I just want to substitute them for all of them, regardless of where they are found, I can remove the C and use just G. I can see the G change all this text to number 1. They get. So I think I opened just, so let me save this W and saved, and only one file to edit. I opened only just a file over here. So I want to use that second method. You can see I've activated my mouse. It's easy for me to navigate. So now I want to split my screen and maybe edit my readme or something. Then I can come over here and call the split space, then readme. You can see if I press the tab, it will navigate between the files in that directory. Okay, and it has split the screen. Up down below is my calculator.c, up is my readme.md. Do you get? And now that I've activated my mouse, I can easily navigate between those two files with no issue. Then I come over here. I can also move my cursor to anywhere I click. Do you get? My mouse activated. Okay, so I insert mode, and you can see on automatically give me line number. So my variable number 1 instead of num1. So that is how you can navigate between two files. Again, and these are the basic things you can do with VI. I don't want to I don't want to give you guys the full tips, but I still have another video where I'll be showing you more advanced things from VI. I'll be doing things like this: edit A, I said edit A, edit dot. You can see this. Okay, this is VI, and with this now I can choose another file to open. You can see how I navigated out of that file to this file, and you can use the up arrow key to go through your previous commands, down arrow key to go through your previous commands. That is after you press the colon. Up arrow key will take you to your previous commands, or you can just type in history and you see all your previous commands you used down here. Wow, I've showed you guys a lot. Might not be a lot because this is just the tips of the iceberg, which the tips of the icebergs, but this is just the tip of what VI can do. Okay, so I think that is all for now. Because of the duration, I don't want it to be too long. I don't want to bore you guys with lots of gist. But there's a lot you can still do with VI. You can even configure your own IDE with VI. Yeah. Should I stop this tutorial here? Let me just show you guys how to. Let me just add like some bonus into it so that you guys will be happy and you guys will leave me with some likes and subscribe to my channel, because I need some subscription. So there's something you can do. You can see, I'm very sure that most of you are asking that it is not how this appears on my VI. When I put this, when I type in, this is not how it appears. This is not how it appears. My own is red, my own is blue. That's because I customize mine. Okay, you can set color scheme. Sorry, it's not set color scheme. It's color scheme. Okay, and you can change it from, instead of using looking black, you make it look blue to look like this. I do not like this. Or you change it back to something else, dark. Oh, there's no darks, sorry. color scheme. Yeah, then use default. This is default color scheme for VI. But meanwhile, I'm not using this. I think I'm using slit color scheme, and I'm using slit. Yeah, so you can do that to just customize your VI. But the only issue is that each time you leave the editor, it won't retain your changes. Do you get? That is, if I should set this to be default now, and I leave this file and open it again, you can see it didn't retain my change. But I'm not going to show you how to do that in this video. You have to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification to see me doing it in the next video. Alright, so I think I've done well. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more content.